Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chasing the Cup. I am your host, Will England, and in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the races from Richmond from this past weekend. I'll also go over the news, and I'm going to preview this weekend's races from Martinsville. But first, let's review the races from Richmond. The old guys are back on top as Denny Hamlin becomes the first driver over 30 to win a NASCAR Cup Series race in the next-gen era. Kevin Harvick comes up short in second behind Hamlin after making a charge at him, but due to lap traffic, he was unable to catch him. William Byron finishes third after a gamble with fuel strategy, but the strategy did not work out, and that led to Hamlin and Harvick passing him. Martin Truex Jr. finished fourth, Kyle Larson finished fifth, Christopher Bell finished 6th, Ryan Blaney finished 7th, Alex Bowman finished 8th, Kyle Busch finished 9th, and Austin Dillon rounds out the top 10. So it was kind of refreshing to see two of the oldest drivers in Cup right now finish 1-2. But besides that, the race was kind of meh. It was pretty boring overall. Of course, the pit strategy was interesting, as well as the finish, with Byron's strategy failing, probably because his tires wore out because of Richmond's slick surface, and then Hamlin passing him and Kevin Harvick on the charge, but getting stuck in lap traffic. Besides that, the racing itself was not that good. It was slightly better than last year's Richmond races, which were usually like everyone was separated 2+ seconds. But things were slightly more compact, but it was still pretty boring. But I'd say that's probably how Richmond was designed, because it's basically a flat, wide, one-groove track. You can sort of get a second groove on the top, but besides that, the dominant line is pretty much the low line. Meanwhile, tracks like Bristol and Martinsville are either multi-groove, high-banked, or tight. Next for the Xfinity results, Ty Gibbs muscles the win away from John Hunter Nemechek, who finished second. Sam Mayer won the Dash for Cash for this weekend and finished third. AJ Allmendinger finished fourth. Riley Herbst finished fifth. Daniel Hemrick finished sixth. Josh Berry finished seventh. Brandon Brown finished eighth. Ryan Sieg finished ninth. And probably the standout performance during this race, Parker Ritzliff finishes 10th after having a very good day, running solidly in the top 10. In my opinion, I see some good things coming from Parker in the future. So just like Cup, it was boring. There was very little pit strategy with Xfinity because it was shorter, but the finish was very good, with Ty Gibbs battling hard with John Hunter Nemechek in the closing laps, and then they were side by side coming down the backstretch on the final lap, and then coming into turn 3, Ty Gibbs muscled his way in front and got the win. And I know John Hunter Nemechek was not happy with that, and he said afterward that he wasn't happy with that move, and he said he wouldn't have done that, but he has, and even worse than that. When he won at Canadian Tire in a truck race, he straight up got into Cole Custer and beat and bang off each other to the start-finish line, and he got the nudge over him. And then Cole Custer, once he got out of his truck, he came and fought him. He came out to the start-finish line, and he just tackled him right onto the ground. So John Hunter can't really say that the move was extremely dirty, because he's done dirtier himself. Now with the Richmond results out of the way, let's get to the news. This week's news will be brief because I'm recording this on Monday to get it out by Wednesday or early on Thursday, because the Truck Series is on Thursday, so not all stories will be up to date, as they usually would be if I recorded on Tuesday. Blake Lothian will make his Truck Series debut at Martinsville this weekend with the Rayom brothers. Lothian is a NASCAR Drive for Diversity alumni and a local short track star. Junior Motorsports is apparently still open to move the Cup. Co-owner of Junior Motorsports, Kelly Earnhardt Miller, said that the window is not closed, as she told NBC Sports' Zach Sternilio, but also said that the timing would need to be right. So if you guys thought Junior Motorsports after 2021 would not go move up the Cup, you might be wrong, because Junior Motorsports is apparently still open for Cup. So keep an eye on that for silly season. And I'd say if they find any charters, I think they'll make a jump at it, unless there's anyone else that can go at it. SS Greenlight Racing has acquired points from DGM. It was announced last Tuesday that SS Greenlight Racing purchased the points of the 92, which was 24th in the standings, and those points have now been transferred to the 08. Kleskin will be sponsoring the pole qualifying at Talladega in April for the Geico 500. Navage Nasal Care has begun a partnership with Mike McDowell's number number 3014 for Front Row Motorsports that began this weekend at Richmond. Yellowwood has extended its partnership for the Fall Cup race at Talladega. It'll be continued to be called the Yellowwood 500 through 2024. And finally, with some sad news, Bill Mears, father of four-time Indy 500 champion Rick Mears and grandfather of former NASCAR Cup Series driver Casey Mears, has died at the age of 93 on March 27th. So my thoughts go to the Mears family, and I hope they get through this hard time. And now, let's preview this weekend's races at Martinsville. The Truck Series is back this weekend with the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 200. The race will be 200 laps and 105 miles. And the race will be on Thursday, April 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so for my pick for the truck race, I'm going to go with Zane Smith. Zane Smith got his only win last year at Martinsville, clinching his way into the championship 4, and he's been on a roll with 2 wins already, which is the most of the current full-time drivers. So I'm going to go with Zane Smith as my pick. Next for Xfinity, we have the creatively named Call 811 Before You Dig 250, powered by call811.com. The race will be 250 laps and 131.5 miles. And the race will be on Friday, April 8th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And my pick for Martinsville, I'm going to go with Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson won the fall last year at Martinsville. That allowed him to clinch his way into the championship 4, and a track like Martinsville seems to fit his driving style. And he already has a win at Phoenix this year, so I'm going to go with Noah Gragson. And finally, for the Cup Series, we have the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 400. The race will be 400 laps and 210 miles. The race will be on April 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So here's the forecast for Saturday night for the Cup Series. On Saturday night, some clouds early will give way to generally clear conditions overnight. It'll be 35 degrees with winds west to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour with a 4% chance of rain. So bundle up. It's going to be cold in Martinsville because it'll be the night race. So get a winter coat and maybe some mittens, and as well eat warm foods like the Martinsville hot dog, maybe hot cocoa if you can get that stuff, because that was a problem in the fall last year when I went. There was like only one stand open, and there was like a huge line that'd probably take like 2 hours to get food. So I hope Martinsville has enough concession stands open with warm food, because it's gonna be cold. And finally, my pick for the Cup race is Chase Elliott. Martinsville has been one of Chase Elliott's best tracks. He usually runs up front most of the time, and most of the time wins if he doesn't get screwed by his pit crew, or he gets taken out by someone, or his car doesn't fade in the closing laps. I'd say his luck will turn around this weekend because he's been very strong with the next gen car, and hopefully, because I'm not there, I won't have my curse. So I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott. And so that's it for this week. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And if you're going out to Martinsville this weekend, I hope you have a good time. Make sure to cover up and stay warm. And if you're not, have a good time wherever you are. I'll see you next week.